Introduction. Welcome back to YouTube channel, where we explore the most captivating mysteries of our universe. Today, we embark on a journey into one of the most perplexing UFO encounters in history, the story of Barney and Betty Hill. Their account of being abducted by extraterrestrial beings in 1961 continues to baffle and intrigue. So, let's dive into the details of the Hill abduction, shall we? Chapter 1. The Hills. An unlikely pair. Our story begins with an ordinary American couple, Barney and Betty Hill, living in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. They were a seemingly unlikely pair to become central figures in a UFO abduction story. Barney was a postal worker, a man of methodical routines, and Betty, a social worker known for her compassion and level-headedness. Their backgrounds and the societal context of the early 1960s set the stage for the extraordinary events to come. Barney and Betty were, by all accounts, a typical couple of their time. They shared a modest home, held steady jobs, and were actively engaged in their local community. Their lives were ordinary in the most conventional sense. Little did they know that an inexplicable event would soon thrust them into the spotlight and into the annals of UFO lore. Chapter 2. The UFO encounter on the night of September 19, 1961. While returning from a vacation in Canada, the Hills had a UFO encounter that defied all explanation. As they drove through the dark New Hampshire countryside, an unusual light in the sky caught Betty's attention. At first, they dismissed it as a conventional aircraft or a star, but this seemingly innocuous sighting would soon lead to a series of events that would change their lives forever. The light in the sky, initially distant and benign, began to behave erratically. It moved closer, descending toward them with an eerie grace. As the craft approached, Barney and Betty watched in disbelief as it hovered just above their vehicle, a massive, silent presence in the night sky. Barney, compelled by an inexplicable force, stepped out of the car to investigate, revealing startling details about the beings inside the craft. Chapter 3. The Close Encounter. Barney's decision to step out of the car would plunge them into a surreal and terrifying experience. As he approached the craft, he noticed strange figures behind windows. They didn't look human, and their movements were oddly mechanical. Fear gripped Barney as he fumbled to return to the car. Betty, in a state of panic, also witnessed these beings through the car's windows. Their memories of the encounter were initially fragmented, like shards of a broken mirror. They would later struggle to piece together what happened during those fateful moments. Yet, certain details remained etched in their minds. The beings' strange appearance, their large dark eyes, and the unsettling sense of telepathic communication. Chapter 4. Immediate Aftermath. Returning home in the early morning hours, the Hills were beset by strange sensations and odd occurrences. Their lives had been irrevocably altered by this encounter. Betty's dress was torn, and Barney's binocular strap was broken. Physical evidence of the inexplicable. They discovered that their watches had stopped working, their car radio malfunctioned, and inexplicable damage appeared on the vehicle. In the days following the encounter, they experienced anxiety and nightmares. Sleepless nights were punctuated by vivid and disturbing dreams, adding to their sense of unease. The Hills were haunted by the question of what had truly happened that night. Chapter 5. Initial report and investigation. Seeking answers and validation, the Hills reported their experience to the U.S. Air Force and the National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena, NICAP. Their detailed accounts of the encounter, given during interviews with investigator Walter N. Webb, raised intriguing questions and concerns, particularly regarding the phenomenon of missing time. The term missing time became synonymous with their case. The Hills were unable to account for a significant portion of their journey that night. This gap in their memory would be a focal point of future investigations. Chapter 6. Betty's Vivid Dreams. Betty Hill's dreams began 10 days after the encounter, providing a new dimension to their experience. These vivid dreams, experienced over 5 consecutive nights, contained elements that seemed to parallel their alleged abduction, Betty's decision to document. These dreams would prove to be significant in the subsequent investigation. In her dreams, Betty found herself inside the craft, surrounded by the strange beings. They communicated with her, though not through spoken language. Instead, their thoughts seemed to be projected directly into her mind. These dream experiences deepened the mystery, blurring the lines between reality and the subconscious. Chapter 7. Hypnosis and the Recovery of Memories. Driven by the need to uncover the truth hidden within their memories, the Hills embarked on a series of hypnosis sessions conducted by Dr. Benjamin Simon. These sessions would reveal a wealth of previously inaccessible information, shedding light on the harrowing details of their encounter and its aftermath. Under hypnosis, Barney Hill recalled chilling details of the encounter. The being's eyes, in particular, had a mesmerizing effect on him. He vividly described the feeling of floating and being examined by these non-human entities. The communication barrier was perplexing, as he believed they were somehow speaking directly to his mind. Chapter 8. Private Disclosure and Reluctant Hypnosis. A chance encounter with Captain Ben H. Sweat of the United States Air Force led the Hills to disclose their extraordinary experience privately. Despite their desire for hypnosis to recover their lost memories, Sweat cautioned against seeking the services of an amateur hypnotist. This marked a critical juncture in their journey. Sweat's intervention set the stage for the professionally conducted hypnosis sessions that would become integral to the case's development. The Hills were beginning to understand the gravity of what they had experienced and were determined to uncover the truth. Chapter 9. Hypnotic Regression. Barney's Sessions. The hypnotic regression sessions for Barney Hill revealed a narrative that was both compelling and disturbing. As he delved deeper into his memories, he recalled being subjected to medical examinations by the beings on the craft. The examinations were clinical and invasive, leaving Barney deeply traumatized. Furthermore, Barney's hypnosis sessions provided insight into the beings' attempts to ease his fear, as if they were concerned about his well-being. The complex interplay between fear and empathy in his recollections added layers of complexity to their experience. Chapter 10. Hypnotic Regression. Betty's Sessions. Betty Hill's hypnotic regression sessions provided insights that paralleled her vivid dreams. However, disparities emerged, particularly in the technology on the craft and the appearance of the beings. Despite these differences, the core elements of their stories remained consistent. Betty's sessions revealed her emotional journey during the encounter. She spoke of initial terror giving way to a sense of connection with the beings, even describing a shared moment of looking at Earth from the craft's windows. Her experiences, like Barney's, were deeply emotional and puzzling. Chapter 11. Dr. Simon's Conclusions. After the exhaustive series of hypnosis sessions, Dr. Benjamin Simon drew conclusions about the Hills case. His perspective, presented in an article for Psychiatric Opinion, categorized the encounter as a unique psychological aberration, but left unanswered questions about its origin and meaning. Dr. Simon's conclusions stirred debate within the scientific and UFO research communities. While he attributed the experience to a combination of stress and the power of suggestion, many believed there was more to the story. The psychological aspect was only one facet of a complex and enigmatic event. Chapter 12. Post-hypnosis publicity and Betty's legacy. The Hills returned to their normal lives, but were eventually thrust into the public eye due to media coverage and the publication of John G. Fuller's book, The Interrupted Journey. This newfound fame, particularly for Betty, marked a turning point in their lives and their connection to the UFO community. Betty Hill became a symbol of the UFO abduction phenomenon. Her courage in sharing her experiences and the vivid details of their encounter made her a prominent figure in the growing field of ufology. The Hills were now at the center of a global conversation about extraterrestrial life and the mysteries of the universe. What do you think about the existence of extraterrestrial life? Do let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Chapter 13: Legacy and Unresolved Questions. As time passed, the Hill abduction case continued to generate discussion and debate. This chapter explores the enduring legacy of the Hill's encounter, its impact on UFO research, and the lingering mysteries that remain unanswered. The Hill's legacy extended far beyond their own lives. They became pioneers in the field of UFO abduction research, inspiring countless others to come forward with their own experiences. The case also prompted a reevaluation of how society views and investigates such encounters, pushing the boundaries of scientific inquiry. Chapter 14: Reflecting on the Existence of Aliens. Now, as we wrap up this exploration into the Hill's extraordinary encounter, let's take a moment to reflect on the question posed earlier. Do you think that aliens do exist? The Hill's story certainly raises intriguing possibilities. While their case may not provide concrete proof of extraterrestrial life, it challenges us to consider the vastness of our universe and the potential for life beyond Earth. The question of whether aliens exist is one of the most profound and tantalizing queries in the realm of science and philosophy. The Hill's experience is just one of many accounts that fuel this age-old debate. What do you believe? Closing. If you found this exploration into the Hill's UFO encounter and the broader question of alien existence intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth journeys into the unknown. Until next time, keep looking up to the stars. Who knows what mysteries they might hold? Thank you for joining us on this fascinating exploration.